Holy shit, I'm pretty late. A whopping couple minutes, seconds, whatever, but still. We don't do that here. We really put on time. Forgive me. Things happening while we're here. 3 minutes late. Disgusting. I know. But, yes, also, well, hopefully it all works out. Don't worry about it. Hopefully we're going to be okay. We're going to maybe be okay. Late. 3 minutes late. Eat me. How's the thumbnail? It looks okay. I look pretty sweaty. Pretty like... But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get after it. I loop the song. Let's find out. Nope, I didn't. Son of a bitch. No, I liked the one that we were listening to. It was soft. Soft melody. Relaxing, some would say. So why did that move? Uh-oh. My PC might have had to go backwards. Eesh. Roll back the clock a little bit. That's good. Ooh. I put my PC on sleep mode, and I heard somewhere a long time ago that that's bad because your PC basically has to like re-interface with everything, and yeah, my whole fucking shit was a little bit twisted in this whole weird reset thing. Yeah, I let it sleep for a little bit, and my fucking driver's disconnected, my like memory thing block, whatever it's called, hard drive disconnected and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? That is not okay. Okay. Also, the boot menu fucked itself. It just wouldn't start. Anyways, PC problems. I never used to have them. And now, oh, God help me. Oh, shit. Speaking of PC problems, I need to make it so that we don't rip apart my PC's assets. So we're going to nuke RAM limit, all that CPU limit. There we go. Now we're cooking. Or at least we're better than what we, using up all of it, basically. This. What is good, Fluff and Lone Syndicate? How are you? I was on a mission for a bit there, man. I was waking up, not waking up, I was going to sleep a little bit later because I was making sure to get my Genshin daily things in, and then these last couple days, I completely let that slip away. Yeah. I was making great ground on Kuki. Or whatever her name is. She is level 70, acceptable. Her skills, very bottom. Very bottom, not very good, but, Kazuha is basically, oh, by the way, I got Kazuha basically absolutely juiced. With his sword fully leveled up, which I negated a good bit, we're at almost 1,000, I can't see it, Elemental Mastery. Not the worst, not great, but not the worst. Elemental Mastery 940. As far as everything else, that's it. Yeah. As well as we got his talents up to 9999. So we're doing okay. Yes. How was your day, Fluff? How was your day, Lone Syndicate? Lone Syndicate says late, but hello, Grin. A little bit of judgment. A little bit of judgment in your heart there. I'm not sure if I like it. Yeah. The amount of times you were here, but then subsequently were like, I'll be back in like 3 hours, and then we never seen you again. So like, there's a lot of give and take at this point in our relationship. To make sense. Also, we upgrading Kiki. I'm so excited. Well, kinda. I've been making good ground, and then I haven't. Granted, she's level 70. I don't know if I'll bring her beyond that because I don't know if she needs more, She's also one of those characters that seems like the only talent that I think I need is I was gonna do dailies, but it's fine. we could burn my resin first. We'll do whatever you need to do as well. Also, oh shit, yeah, this 7 days. Wait. 7 days and 15 days. Okay, so these ones I gotta nip in the butt. These primo gems I have to figure out how to grind through. Also that, man, I gotta do that too. There's a lot to get done, but mainly the Diluc one that I've heard people say that it was not great. Also, there's your one person. Yes, man, that dye exposure looks kind of cool. It's like a little curtain into the thing. Huh. I don't have Kuki. I de-equipped Kuki of all things. Now I don't know if we can actually show off Kuki because Kuki is a little not. Yeah, she's not here, essentially. Also, you've actually put all the talent books or level up books in her to be in your Kazuha to make him 90? That's wasteful. Granted, I'm sure you have a surplus of items. In fact, this might be the best case we should rock, actually. Let us go get Kuki's talent ascension material, even though I might have actually already maxed her out. Also, I feel like it's a little laggy, just a little bit for me, but what's new? We need this book. Let's go there. Off we go. Fluff says, I woke up a bit ago, looking forward to TF2 Tower of Fantasy. I've seen weapon types I'm excited for, which is shield that transforms into an axe. Ooh, that sounds like Monster Hunter, but I'm sure other games did it before that one, maybe, possibly, who knows. It's like a switch axe for Monster Hunter, yeah, Fluff says. Despite it being more like a charge blade, I'm quite excited. Ooh, I can't wait, man. There's so many guns. I seen somebody make like a very clickable title. It was like the best weapon you should use in Tower Fantasy, and I was like, oh shit, should I watch it and then be tempted to know what is gonna like carry my ass, or should I just have a good time? I don't know. I'm kind of in between. Probably a good idea to look into it and just at least have a baseline understanding of like, okay, that is something that we could work with. How much elemental mastery your Kazuha have? Lone Syndicate? Am I gonna have to bench my boy? You have above 940? I imagine yes, because your artifact luck is nuts. Fluff says, sup, Fluff? I saw the weapon as well. It's so cool. Yeah, you guys are like, again, I'm doing the stupid course bullshit, but I wish I was as in the know as y'all. Jealous. I only got a little bit of, I seen what everyone's basic combat system was in the whole ZZZ. So yeah. Also, I'd said ZZZ, right? I didn't say three Featherworth, because I really that word is so like horribly imprinted as a 3-syllable thing. Let's go here. Low Snicket says, I have 925. Ooh, I beat you barely. And an iron sting and a sacrificial sword at 7. God damn, I can't believe I beat you with the element of mastery. I got 140. I got 20 more than you. less. I will rock. What are you rocking? I'll rock Benny, just to keep us alive. Because yes, do not want to wipe too often. But also, you seem like you got a lot of DPSs and such. I said it correctly, thank you. Thank you, Fluff. Fluff says, I believe we get to use 3 weapons at a time. So I'll definitely have a shield axe alongside, maybe a shotgun, and something else. Either a staff, hammer, or claymore. Ooh, I feel like it's gotta be a staff for your boys. It's gotta be a staff. Claymore sounds awesome. Probably like an SMG-like weapon. Like if there's a dual-wielding SMGs, I'm pretty into it. Probably that. Alongside maybe a staff, because, you know, just it's the weeb in me. Oh god, it's the weeb in me that's like, yeah, we gotta use that. Disgusting, but true. Low Singer says, I'm gonna be grinding Genshin this week since I have an essay week, or an easy week, since it's my last week at my internship. Electrical visuals, electric visuals. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Oh no, no, fuck, I read my brain just moved on. No, that's fluff, your end of your internship, basically. Gotcha, Low Syndicate. Low Syndicate, that's crazy. You were going hard in the paint there for a while. So are you back into your, like, a more manageable life? Because it seemed like you were going hard in the paint there for a while. You're like, hey, I'll be back. And you were like, I was not back. and it just seems like it's hella chaotic. Like, doing one job is one thing, but doing a job and basically having an internship on top of that, that's a little bit. It's a good bit of stuff. Oh, god damn it. This, quickly Bennett. Oh, my Kazuha, did he die? He did not. He's super close. And God Bennett. And it's popping off. Quickly. Ah. I should have asked Lone Syndicate what his talents were, because that could pull us home a little bit. If he had a greater talent pool, then we could be killing it. Also, let's say, what do you need to do today? Oh, I forgot to condense my shit. Well, we got 2 runs. Fluff says, granted, there are some characters that use dual blades, and another with dual pistol that have neat electric visuals. Fluff, I'll be honest. I want a mech suit. Alright? As much as I am like, yeah, guns, a part of me is like, but having a fucking mech suit seems pretty legit. If there's like a werewolf transformation, I'd do that too. Although I don't know if we'll get that one. It's a little bit too, science fiction, although we'll see. We'll see. Eventually, he'll get there, hopefully. But yes. But I'm more of like, whatever weapon enables me to have weirder shit to play with, I'm into it. I'm into it. Also, I don't think I have that much energy recharge with our boy and Kazuha, and I just feel like he has Nothing but particles, nothing but alt all the time without having any need for anything. It is super, super nice. One of these. Hop up. Look at that. 3K. Every single little node. I mean, it's not bad when you consider there's 3 out in the world space, but it's still kind of like, you deserve more, Lone Syndicate. You know what I'm saying? Oh, also Lone Syndicate here. Here's this. Wait, I get this. Give me a second. No, you actually healed up. How the fuck did you heal up? Or maybe your Yai Miko is about to die. But what's her name is just killing it. I've seen showcases of an SSR character and their weapon. Well, Fluff, how does the characters work in that game? I don't really understand how they sequence. So, like, are the characters... Like, I know the weapons seem like how... I think the weapons are how you're, like... Weapons, I think, are attached to your action skills and stuff like that, I believe. Like, your E and your alt, if we're thinking about Genshin in some sort of relative way. I think that's what guns are attached to, but I don't know what... I think... characters might be just attached to like base synthetic bonuses, basically. So like, hey, you know, we're getting a little bit more. You're proficient with like staffs with this character or something, you know, or you get a damage bonus when you kill an enemy or something. I think that's the sense I get. I have no idea if that's actually how it goes, but you know. What's good, Malik? Malik says. Also, what's good, Sting? Malik says, I need to finish Mona's story. How old is that? Oh no, you mean yeah. I'm stuck at that part too, man. I haven't done the rest of the bit of business, the Golden Archipelago Part 2 situation. I haven't had the time. Also, it's kind of a lot, but it's also great. I'll be honest. That content to me is like when Genshin's pretty much at its stride. Now sometimes it sucks when you get to the part where you're not as into it as everything else. You know, you're like, I could skip this and I'd be pretty, you know, content, I guess. But yeah, let's go with Benny again. Ooh, we can do big damage. Fluff says, staff seems to be a support skill, and the dual pistols seem to be pretty cool. I love energy projectiles. Games should also be a bit more co-op friendly than Genshin has been. Oh yeah, no, dude, what I'm the most excited for Tower of Fantasy is that I think it's going to be a game that like will stay relevant because of its co-op support and endgame support and the grind that it allows players to partake in. I could see there being a lot of like clunk, essentially. Honestly, a lot of MMOs have a shit ton of just base level clunk, like, oh, there's an enemy that's 2 levels above you. Your abilities feel like shit and everything sucks. Because yeah, you're not supposed to hit him yet. And you're like, okay, I get it. It still feels a little unrewarding, but okay. You know? But that's just MMO growing pain situation, you know? But other than that, I think like I'm excited to play that game with you guys for our like play together streams. I think it's gonna have a nice little renaissance of that, you know. But it's also on me. This is the thing where I'm like I feel like I might take a back step a little bit in regards to content, or I might just use like streams to grind content for inevitable videos for Tower of Fantasy. But my main focus is gonna be things like Cult of the Lamb, I think, and stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see how. Again, maybe I play the Cult of the Lamb and I'm like, this isn't exactly for me. You know, that could be also happen. So I gotta give myself some wiggle room. But a part of me definitely feels like there's a good bit of hope in Tower Fantasy. Like I think streamers will be dominated by Tower Fantasy and like maybe a video will come out, a highly edited video will come out on the Brothers Grin channel. But I think Brothers Grin for a while there is going to be a central hub for hopefully guides on Cult of the Lamb. But it's also going to be kind of an interesting challenge to juggle both of them. But we'll see how we fare. Sting says, man, I got back into this. Looks like I missed a lot. Only level 15. A lot to catch up on with you. And hope one day to play with the same. Oh, absolutely, man. Hell, even if at the end of the stream, if you still have some resin to do shit with, I'll jump into your world. Just send me your friend request. Yeah. People have the thing where like what do you call it? I can jump into your world, but you can't jump into my world. I can help you grind some shit. Yeah. Oftentimes in Genshin, there's like a finite amount of time. So if I can help my audience, my people, get by, I'm happy. I'm happy to do that. But sometimes there's also like too much shit for us to do. We're kind of in that place because we have so many events, but we're gonna make some time. Lonzigan says, yeah, my chaotic summer is coming to a close after this week. I'm just back to one job, but working this much paid off. I not only have enough money for a PS5, but also my PC. So I say I came out. Yeah, holy shit! I didn't know you. Well, fucking done. Hell yes. That's clean. I didn't know you. That's hella good. PS4 or whatever, PS5 is expansive sounding. And then on a PC to boot, ooh wee, that sounds clean. And again, I would like to stress that like I'm having a kind of like a whole PC issue type nonsense stuff right now. Like just stuff seems to kind of be slightly out of alignment, and I'm also just frightened basically. Like some of my PC problems are basically like I could just do what I did last time and just say fuck it, and then when it breaks in 5 years, I'm like, well, should have seen that coming. But instead now I'm trying to prevent it, and I'm probably only getting like another 5 or 2 more years more than I did the last one from doing all this like making sure everything is working properly, etc. But this will not happen to you probably. My main problem is I think I'm overtaxing my system because I am streaming and all that stuff. If you're just playing video games and doing your drawing, I think you'll be kicking ass, taking names. I don't think it'll give you too much bite back. And even then, I think you're also a person that's you have a good temperament for stuff like that. I think you'll be like, oh, I'll just slowly chip away at it. For me, and I make content, and I'm also like eager to make something happen here. I'm all like, ugh. I'm like, I gotta keep going. I'm freaking out. I gotta fix this fast, you know? That's never a good thing. What's good, Snitch? What's good, Nanny? Nanny says, just saying hi, gotta go have some dinner. Mom on her tell her I said happy birthday from a random stranger on the internet. I'm sorry. Sorry, Nanny. In hindsight, doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm just happy for Nanny to still be in our community, even popping in for a quick hot minute. Nanny, you've already left, but you know, I should just ask, who knows? I was gonna ask Danny if he was considering playing Tower Fantasy because he was one of our boys in the trenches when it comes to Genshin, so it'd be cool to get the boys back together. Maybe new boys will come together because we'll maybe make a clan in Tower Fantasy. It's a free-to-play game, so not much of an excuse not to say, fuck it, I'll do a little bit, you know? Although don't use me as an excuse because you got annihilated by the consumable microtransaction hell that's probably going to exist in some way in that game. Fluff says August 10th, just a few days away. Yeah, it's coming out on Wednesday night, but for me, I think it's going to be Tuesday. I'm probably just going to start playing on Tuesday. I was going to say, what do you guys think? What do you think we should do? Do you think we should play Tower Fantasy at like 12 p.m. Thursday, I believe, or should we start playing that at just normal time? Because I don't think I'm not gonna stay up till midnight. Also, I looked at my analytics and it said that the predominant amount of people who watch my videos are on YouTube at 12 p.m., which is like, I guess it kind of makes sense if people have like a job, you know, and they're like, fuck, I got a lunch break, I'll watch some YouTube on my phone, maybe. It kind of makes sense. But otherwise, it's like, I would have thought y'all would have gotten off around, most of my audience is US based. Most time zones in the US are like an hour ahead of Canada. So if I start at 5, for you it should be like 6. And yeah, 6 or 7 should pop in. But and also, when most people come home, they have to like cook supper or like do some crazy shit, clean or whatever. Depending on the situation, of course. If you have other people who can manage some of that, that's nice. But yeah. So I guess that makes sense why some people, where YouTube is like, hey, idiot, stream here. And I'm like, okay. I don't need much, Grin. Just farm some artifacts for Huta. Gotcha. We're gonna get that shit done in a hot minute. So you have to customize. Okay, fuck, shit. Fluff, goddammit. I appreciate it. I just. Real quick. Fluff says. Okay. So you have, on the topic of Tower Fantasy, so you have to customize a character. You can equip up to 3 weapons at a time. As far as I can tell, you unlock characters that can be paired with a signature weapon type. So provides a special ultimate. Isn't that also a skin that you wear? There's a mimic costume, so you can dress up like character. Yeah, that's what I thought, like a skin system. But otherwise, not sure how. Yeah, that sounds weird to me. Yeah, I don't know how that would be. Like, if you just get a character, does that just make the weapon better? Yeah. I wonder what the value of getting characters is, essentially. I know characters have like a constellation type thing. I know weapons have a constellation type thing, same as Genshin, except way, I think, significantly more. But also, Tower Fantasy allows you to like craft copies, so you don't need to get luckiest. What the fuck? Ooh, I hate that. That felt like a fucking spider, no shit. That's disgusting. I felt, when you touch it, you're like, It's something on my neck, of course. It's something. I feel something on my leg. Holy shit, this is a code 0. This never happens. It's always phantom hits. Also, that's my what do you call it? All my files about me telling people that the stream is starting. God. Oh, thank God I scrolled down at the bottom of my chat. Thank God. We bottomed out. Lone Syndicate's like, hurry. I'm sorry. Just wanted to catch up. I'm actually curious about Tower Fantasy. The devs have acknowledged that there are some bugs and issues, and will be some server downtime considering for it. Genshin players should be used to that actually look forward to the... Yeah, exactly. Well, again, to me, man, Fluff, I'm not sure about you, but I am going to be... I don't know. I'm going to be looking at the Tower of Fantasy devs' response like a hawk. Like how they respond to just about everything, because I feel like... And I kind of get the sense when I look at the gameplay, because if you looked at Tower Fantasy when it was first in its conception, it seemed way more like MMO-y, essentially. Like I could tell that enemies' health bars were barely moving and things like that. You know, even like the driving around looked a little fucky. So I could tell that was what their like main focus was. But then I think they started seeing the success of Genshin and whatnot, and then they started saying, okay, well, what if we kind of understand what makes Genshin good? You know, this anime kind of art style, these unique characters and stuff like that. And what if we do the stuff that it doesn't do well? So we do what it does well, and then we do the stuff that it doesn't, aka co-op. You know, Genshin has co-op features that it does not capitalize on at all, and it works, which is weird. Like the co-op system largely works, but just never gets really capitalized on, which is shitty. But Tower Fantasy seems to be like, oh, okay, well, we could do this, hit the ground running. Like that's something I've heard a lot in people's communication about who played the betas and such, is that everything seems to be quote unquote working. You know, like there's not only clans, but there's clan bounties, all those kinds of things. So yeah, even just that, having 2 types of bounties, pretty legit, rather than just city bounties and shit like that. And yeah, and also just seeing like the fact that in the beta, there's gameplay of a person literally turning into a giant mech Iron Man and just shooting like salvos of missiles like Titanfall. That's kind of like, oh fuck, okay. You guys are like seeing like, I think if they were to start off the game and they were kind of just, they had like character models like Kazuha, which look great, but they're like a person basically. And you know, your ult is essentially just this giant AoE that's pulsating, rather than I literally transform into a fucking mech that just starts summoning a shit ton of rocket salvos as my attack pattern, not even just as like a quick ult. That's putting them themselves into a specific kind of category where I'm like, okay, I feel like that not only like they're making themselves stand out in Genshin, and that may bite them in the butt a little bit, because that's the reason why Genshin, I think, is teetering and slowly adding things over time. Like we still haven't gotten a pint-sized dude, like a chibi version of a man, or a kid, whatever. God that's 1,000 years old, or whatever the fuck, however they want to rationalize it. So yeah, they're like baiting those things out, because I think they know that when that happens, people have an expectation of that, but also they can always have that trump card of interest. Also, what artifacts are we looking for? Hu Tao? Is that right, Lone Syndicate? Give me a thing. I hit over 100k with my Ganyu. Have I reached clickbait damage yet? Yes, that's insane, Lone Syndicate. Nice. Well, you also have Shinny yourself. Yeah. I really hope I can get Rai as well. His cube weapon looks a lot... I got the fucking music box in the top of the chat. What's it? Stitch says, Logan cried. Why am I crying? What? What's happening? What? Fluff says, looks like a weapon type. I'm excited for an SR character. Essentially, is a 4-star. Yeah. The SSR, an SR and an SSR is... The SSR is the highest, I would imagine. Crimson Witch. Let's go do some Crimson Witch. Where are you, Crimson Witch? Man, this is an old-ass fucking domain. This one, I remember this one being awful. It's awful if you have a fire character. Luckily, oh, I have Bennett. That's not good. I might use some Diona, and I can give you some... Ooh, Diona even works better with this, actually. What am I doing? Also, Diona works entirely better because she has co-op usage as well. There's a few characters I find that weren't in a video I watched before. Another staff user, a Volt Electric, alongside someone with a massive cannon weapon. Ooh, goddamn, Fluff. Fluff, we might need to make a Tower Fantasy channel and just spam those videos out in there, because I find Tower Fantasy is one of those games where it's weird. Like, I find it hard. Like, I type in Tower Fantasy boss fight, and I find, like, one video of, like, some sort of quick captured... I don't know if there's, like, restrictions on that right now. They don't want, like, certain content getting out. But, yeah, it seems like content is hard to find of Tower Fantasy. Which I'm not sure if it's boats and entirely well, you know. Let's do Diona and support our boy. Where is Diona? My girl. I need to also level up your skills because they're kind of... I'm at a point where like my Ganyu team is starting not to be able to heal as fast. There we are. I'm so blind. Let us go. Oh, you want to use Kazuha this time? But why? My Kazuha's quote-unquote maybe a little bit for now. I'm sure you'll make me eat these words better. Malik says, did you know the CEO of WWE... Yeah, he's retired. Yeah, he got some scandal stuff right happening. He also seems like he just goes hard in the paint, period. You know what I mean? Like, when I think there's some allegations where he was like I don't know, probably had some backward thinking about like women and like I think people couldn't cry in front of him, like Vince McMahon. If people like cried in front of him, he'd fucking hate it. Like just a kind of an example of toxic masculinity. But also the man is like took $1 million industry to a crazy level. And like people are not one thing. People can be shitty, but also like fucking crazy efficient at building things. So I don't know. As far as like him stepping down, what if WWE goes to shit? Like I think there can be a world where we acknowledge people are ass backwards and weird, but they fucking kill it at their job. You know, and you're like, well, let's just acknowledge yuck and then make sure we don't put anything near him that he can fuck with in that way, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's just fucked up. That's kind of how my thing goes. Sting says, I'm not to try to get off the topic. Well, I think Let It Die come out with a new update since comes with Deathverse. Oh wait, what's Sting? Is a new update for Let It Die from Deathverse? Also, is Deathverse out? Deathverse isn't out, right? I'm expecting somebody to yell at me if that's the case. Because I have no idea. But let me know, Sting. Is Deathverse... Is there any idea of when Deathverse is still coming out? No. Sting says no, it's not coming out. Is there any update for Let It Die in regards to Deathverse? Like them trying to keep its momentum? Because I did find that weird. There was a good bit, like a healthy amount of momentum from Deathverse. The Deathverse created in its weekend. Like I didn't see many people saying like, "Oh, this sucks ass." Like I seen people dropping actual money on like cosmetics and shit, like in the beta. I think that was their money. It could just no, yeah, it was definitely their money. And yet people, what do you call it? They kind of like I feel like they wasted that momentum. You know what I mean? Which is shitty. So I'm kind of like I don't know if that's the call, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully it pans out. I'm worried for Deathverse kind of. I don't know how many times they can keep showing the game and it not be the thing. Because also I thought it went really well. Like the servers held up really well on my end at least. Maybe some people have a different experience, but yeah. How do you feel about the whole Vince McMahon retiring thing, Malik? Fluff says seems like the elemental type of Tower Fantasy is Volt, Electric, Ice, Flame, and Grievous, non-elemental. Okay. What do you call it, Fluff? There was this white-haired kid who looked like a Bennett, but more badass. Do you know what I'm talking about? He had like spiky hair. I think he was like an explosion ordinate kind of style of character. Looked rad. That was the one that like, because again, I don't know, man. The one thing I am genuinely kind of like, when it comes to Tower Fantasy, I just, like, as much as the weapon thing kind of makes sense. No, I guess it makes sense. Yeah. It both does and doesn't make sense. The fact that you can have 3 weapons and just switch in between them and, like, do crazy combos of using a staff and switching to guns, and if it all sequences really well and fast, then that can feel satisfying. But there's something also really cool about having different kit to kind of bounce around with. Now, yes, the magic can do that, but even seeing a character like, I'm playing Kazuha, now I'm switching to Bennett, now I'm back to Kazuha, and it just feels satisfying. You also feel like you're playing a roster of characters. I feel like I'm going to make this character, I'm going to design a character in Tower Fantasy, and then I think I'm going to be like, just for the sake of me, like, being excited for the future and enjoying things, I feel like I'll just be like, I'm going to have to like leave behind my designed character. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's something that Genshin was I picked the wrong person. I thought that was something that Genshin did really well at, was make you excited to like try a character. And if they had like how do I put it? If Genshin if certain characters didn't look aesthetic to you, but they had like the most coolest kit to you, you'd give them a chance. You know what I mean? And vice versa. Some people, or the opposite. if the kit was bad, but the character looked awesome, people would give that character a chance, or like find a way to make it work. And I don't know if Tower of Fantasy is going to do that because you can only choose one skin. You know, and it's funny because I think they could. Because if you have weapons and you can switch to weapons, I feel like that could be something in an update that they could do, where they could attach a skin to an outfit of character, and that actually would be awesome because that would give you a ton of choice. You could like take a weapon type and tie it to a skin from one of your favorite characters, and you could have like the demolition guy using a demolition shotgun, even if that's not maybe his perceived best skin. You know, yeah. But I don't know, it's also like that restriction that Genshin has does, I think, offer some sort of value structure or value proposition because it's forcing you to get out of your comfort zone, you know what I mean? Plus it says, oh, found it. Simulacrum are not quite characters, but weapons. You can equip, these weapons are filled with AI of ancient heroes, holy shit, allowing you to summon and use them in battle along with their combat skills. You also receive a personality, body, and ability. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, Jesus. Is there a video where some person has answered that question? Because I feel like that video would kill if anyone was able to parse that out. Anyone who's played the beta should be able to get that or break that down. Alright, Lone Syndicate, challenge mode. Let's see if we can survive with our girl Kiki, or Kuki, I think is what her name is. It reminds me of more of Tower of Fantasy, or sorry, Final Fantasy of XV. I don't know the numeral. Does some open world activities and events and such. Yeah, man. Well, again, from my knowledge, in Tower of Fantasy, there's going to be open world bosses, like where like 15 people can just be like ants destroying this Goliath monster. I also think there's dungeon-like events. I also think there's well, that's the thing, Fluff. Do you know if there's anything that's like artifact-based, or is it all level and like crafting, like upgrades to your weapon essentially, or is there something like artifacts in the game? Because I feel like there has to be, because that's something that, like, as much people give shit to Genshin in that regard, I feel like that's something that the game does really, really well. You fucking trying to not play this goddamn thing? No, that only works when we're in a different environment. I put my life in your hands. I don't know if it's a good idea, but we can try it. I think Electro doesn't play well in this domain as well, but we can give it a whirl. Oh god, I forgot we have, yeah, Kuki probably needs a healer more than others because she kills herself. Look at that crazy damage, absolutely massive. See, we should get Yai Miko. No, sorry, yeah, Yai Miko, because I'm gonna give more electric damage and shit, because I'm gonna keep detonating, because that's the one thing. The reason why I'm buffing her, by the way, people might be like, Grin, are you an idiot? Why are you building Kuki? I'll be honest, if you have a Raiden Shogun, it doesn't make sense. But I think she's gonna be a character that if Dendro and Electro play together really well, which I think they are, I think a character like her, which is basically just an applier and like a tiny healer, that's her whole shit. It's not crazy, it's not amazing, it's okay. But yes, that's what she does. And yes, also Lone Syndicate, you need to be near me. We should go over here instead. We'll do this. I'm gonna heal you up, hopefully not get killed. Do one of these. I will be honest, I'm only healing you for 1k because I have her talent at level 1. Because, yeah. Yeah. Also, Sting says, by the way, I sent you a friend request when I hop on Genshin. Did you do it already? Because let me know, and I'll accept it. You have to tell me what your name is, though, because for whatever reason, a lot of people friend me. I think it's because I used to make a lot of content of the game, and people were like, that's the guy. Okay. Already made it. Most of it, the info I'm finding isn't a video form. However, I like the SSR showcase. Okay. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Fluff says, what was he short with a heavy coat? Yeah, I think. Well, I think he had heavy. Like, it almost seemed like he had a coat where he like. No, that might be right. Yeah, that might be right. Yeah, he looks like a demolition expert kind of thing. Yeah. You've calcified my memory. I just remember he looked like a badass version of Bennett, and I was like, that is it. I want that character. Work in progress. What do you mean? Yes. I mean, she doesn't quite heal a lot, but I could level up her healing. Let's do that. Let's pause it real quick. So, 1 second. Let's level her up. She's great. Also, I think Kuki is probably my favorite character favorite looking character in the game now. As much as I love Yoimiya, I like the tattoo aspect of it. Looks rad, shit like that. Let's go healing. Pop. And pop. Oh, no, god damn it. Weird. Oh, I fucking hate farming spectrum things, dude. Well, never mind. I wasn't able to level it up enough to make it work. Fluff says, with the simulacrum, I can't read. It's not even that. It's just that word seems hard for me to say. I could roll my R's and shit, but I can't say the simulacrum. Something the LA fucks me my whole brain up. Just like too much. Are we gonna try to do the? I'm about to say, I was like, maybe she's not healing you enough on the Syndicate. You deserve better healing, okay? Value yourself. Fluff says, essentially, you turn into a character. Oh, I didn't read that. Simulacrum seems to be tied to their weapon. So you'll have to use those to look like them, and you'll have plenty of time with customized characters with potential recustomizes as you see fit. Really? So I can use the base look of a character and like add glasses or something like that? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I'm curious about how that all plays, because I can individually make sense of it all. Like weapons, you have 3 of them, okay. Pivot between them, sure. You have different like skins of characters, and I guess you could. I guess you'd have to wear a skin in order to get the benefits of it. So is that every endgame person is going to be like decked out of the like crazy? Maybe. Yeah, I'm having a problem like knowing how it all sequences together. I think that's not just me thing. I think it's a lot of people. And it's fun. And it's weird because I think there's a lot of people who have been playing the beta and like been covering videos on it. And I wonder why they haven't made that explicit. Yeah. Oh my God! It's been a millennia. How are you, Astroblade? So good to see you, buddy. How are you? Astroblade says, Logan, you hate me. I'm doing better now that you're here, buddy. How have you been? It's been a hot minute. Are you? I want to talk to you about anime and some games. How are you excited for Tower of Fantasy in any way, or is ZZZ? Zenless Zone Zero. Zone. Shit. What about Saints Row? Anything? Are you just kind of like in that whole like downspin of games a little bit where like I'm not feeling it right now, you know? Plus, essentially you turn into a character as you use their weapon. Oh, okay, that's dope as shit. That's exactly what I was kind of hoping for. Okay, essentially you turn into a character as you use. Is this only with the simulacrum, or is this like the whole system at large and not a specific weapon type? But there's also the ability to get their custom costume to wear in general. Okay, so you have your base character, and then you have 3 characters or other weapons, and then you'll use that character as you use a weapon. That's kind of cool. Okay, that seems like it will work. Seems like it's actually very similar to Genshin, but like needlessly, weirdly different. Maybe it's better. Who knows? Also, I can just do this. Forgot. Yeah. But the main thing is collecting weapons and simulacrum. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Clothing. Skin. Fluff says most clothing have an alternative costume too. Oh, that seems so cool. So they're already capitalizing on like skins and shit. That's rad too. But I think those have to be pulled from separately. Okay. It seems like there's multiple ways to make money here, which is interesting. As long as it means that you can have fun with different abilities, I'm happy. Malik says, in regards to the whole Vincent Mann thing, wrestling thing, as a wrestling fan, I can say he wasn't responsible for some of the he wasn't responsible for some of the best moments I assume you say he was. He was responsible for some of the best moments in my life, almost. But hearing about the type of person he was, I'm not surprised. Yeah, same thing in my head, man. Doesn't mean it's okay what he did. It just means, like, again, I don't know, like, have you guys ever had, like, a family member who is like, you know, they're a good person, but has some, like, kind of really bad takes on shit in some way? But you're like, I know you're not, like, a bad person. I know you're not this stuff. So then you kind of just like, okay, well, you know, I'm not going to fucking, like, dedicate my whole life to changing a person. But also, I know you enough to know that you're not actually a monster. You're just haven't thought about something, or it's something that, like, your family has passed on to you in some way. Like, I think push come to shove, you wouldn't actually hold any of the things in your way. And a lot of people, I think 90% of people are just like, I don't get it, and they move on. I think we're in a weird place where people say, you have to get it. And I'm like, well, I don't know if everyone has to get everybody's pain and trauma, because then we'll just be stuck in that constant loop of pain and trauma, you know? Like, there's a billion people in the world with a fuck ton of issues, and if we have to understand every one of them, then we're kind of, I think, boned, you know? But yeah, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, to finish Malik's thought, I'm not surprised about the allegations. He also is getting older and was starting to affect the show, so some people are happy he's gone. Yeah, hopefully it gets better. Yeah. Hopefully it's not net negative. I will say it's one of the things that's always, seemingly in history, it seems like, is eventually you will become a bigot, essentially. Like, what to you was, like, extremely open-minded will be circumnavigated by, like, your kids wanting to fuck robots and shit, and that'll be like, what? Excuse me? I think I might be like, you know what? I don't care. Get after it. You know, I'm gonna be too much into the who gives a fuck. I watched anime, all right, and all of my whole circuits are just completely just inversed. Okay, it did a lot of fucked up shit in my mind where I just don't care about most things, and yeah, I'm more like, I don't give a fuck, you know. There's, like, furry culture. If I can accept that exists and people having a good old time with it and not hurting anybody and all that thing, I can kind of get beyond, I think, a lot of things, you know. I think I can be like, okay, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but people are happy. That's what matters. We're good. Give me these damn fowl. Fluff says, so once you get an SR or an SSR character, you can also, what was Lone Syndicate? Oh, you were condensing resin. I was about to say, what? Were we just bouncing around? We playing tag? You can, once you get an SSR character, you can toggle on the mimicry to simply appear as the character. Okay, cool. So you can toggle it on and off. Gotcha. So you can toggle on when you switch to a weapon, you are that character's weapon, holdable weapon person. Okay, gotcha. So for the demolition guy, whatever weapon he is, I can toggle on being him. But okay, I see. So the weapons can be toggleable so that you're playing with them as you're switching to the weapons, but you can also get the skin and put them on your default character? Is that how that plays? That makes sense. So there's a value to get the character skin so that you could run with the character all the time without like interfacing with any weapon ever. So you could use a shotgun, or you could use a pole arm while looking like the shotgun guy. Is that how that works? Because that adds up in my head. But I don't hundo %, no. Lone Syndicate says, yeah, level up them talents. I know, I gotta get them. Damn, it's to me, man. It's the damn whatever it's called, the spectrums, the little tiny, like, floating things that have so much health. They're so frustrating. Lone Syndicate says, what you talking about, GRINN? Kiki healing was insane. We ain't even come close to dying. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Oh, also, I didn't even think about that. I could give her the Seafoam set. I don't know if that'd be that good. Maybe. Healing bonus? The one I have her on right now is the just damage amp, artifact set. It gives you damage every single time we hit something with our E. It's Zhong Li's one, but I don't know if she's doing that much healing to warrant the Seafoam. Maybe. Maybe, actually, yeah. Seafoam is just kind of nice. Like, you just see a giant damage pop. I wonder if that's better than the attack scaling. Probably. This gives me particles. This. Fuck, that was the worst kick of my life. Holy shit. This. We swirled the right element. Fluff says there's actually an R, SR, SSR. Gotcha. So I imagine like basic, rare, and then super rare, which is like 5-star, I would imagine. Oh, I focused on the wrong one. Astroblade says, I might pick up Saints Row if it turns out to be good. I don't know what other games you are naming. Well, there's a free-to-play game called Tower Fantasy. If you have a PC or mobile phone, you should be able to play it. It's like an MMO version of, I guess, the closest thing you could see to it is kind of like Genshin. But it has clans, it has like quests. You have 3 weapon types that you can pick from. You have characters that you can get, and of course, it's got some gacha things. And I think so. If you hate that, then don't spend a bit of money in the game and just enjoy the mechanics. You know. It's yet to be seen how bad it all is, though, in terms of like, you know, is it viable for a free-to-play person to not like, you know, to be able to make ground in it essentially. I think it is. I think it will be at the beginning. I could see them like once they establish themselves, maybe becoming more like shitty with it. But we'll see. Fluff says the gacha characters are similar. Okay, clothed. Gotcha. I can't say that word to save my life. You're actually pulling for weapons, and the ones that have the AI also unlock their base mimicry skin to toggle as you see fit. So you're wishing the gacha system are the characters, but you're actually pulling for the weapons. Okay, so you're pulling for not just so the character's holding a weapon. You're gonna get the character, but you're also gonna get the weapon. And the gacha system seems to be pretty forgiving. You can earn a lot of currency needed through achievements, along with getting pity tokens and such. There's a guaranteed character everyone gets. Seems to be Vault's polearm staff person, sort of like a guarantee Noel and get yeah, like a support character. That's nice, especially when the game is so co-op based. I think that'd be really nice, just especially the beginning for it to feel good. You know, what's good, Rasta? Rasta says, "Hey, Grin, what's good, Rasta? What's good?" We'll go again. Alone Syndicate says, all this talk about Tower Fantasy makes me... I can't wait. Yeah, me neither, man. I can't wait. I do not know what to expect from the game, though. I feel like in Genshin, I kind of knew what to get you just run around. You eventually get some wishes. Well, actually, the Genshin was such a funny thing, because... I'm not sure if I think you guys are probably the same way. I spent so much of the beginning part of Genshin just re-rolling the beginning part of the story just to get some wishes and just get some banger characters. I got Venti, shit carried me, you know. I don't know if I don't think there's gonna be anything like that for Tower of Fantasy. Also, having played Genshin, I'm not sure if I'll, oh no. Yeah, let's restart that. Like this, it's slow the legs, slow the ass. The alternate skin for the gacha characters can change the look of the weapon. I'm just becoming more confused. I mean, it makes sense. I think the way it makes sense to me is that it seems like there's many ways to toggle on and off the skins in which you want. If you want to have a custom character, you can. If you want to have like a pre-rendered designed character, you also can. Yeah. But I think like I'm thinking of it a little rigidly. I think it's one of those things where you need to see visuals in order to be like, okay, that adds up, you know? Where is Diona? I feel like she was right here beforehand. No, she's changed places for whatever reason. Do 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 do. Fluff says, not entirely sure. I don't see them exit the menu, so toggling on a skin may be at one time, or it's a toggle for when you use their weapon. Okay, huh? Fluff says, other way around, but yes, you get the weapon and the AI loads into it. Okay. Rasta says, I love Genshin, gotcha system. The weapon banner is so much better now before TB. Yeah, no, it is. Rasta. Are you excited also for the game that is Tower Fantasy, or are you kind of like, we'll see? You know, I don't know why. That was a weird week, man. Where like, it was like a needless hatred towards that game, and I'm like, it seems weird. It seems really weird. Like, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. I'm like, I feel like people were just having a bad week, and they're like, fuck you in particular. And I was like, I don't know, man. It seems like it's people acted like they slapped their child or something. Like a random stranger fucked up their kid. What is good, Nub? I seen a Netflix preview. You didn't tell me that was on Netflix, by the way. That anime you told me about, an uncle reincarnated, essentially, or whatever it's called. Nub, you son of a bitch. You never told me that whole point of that, or the whole thing, the whole like hook of that weird show is that the guy had already been isekai'd and came back. So it's like this creepy, gross uncle that has like memories of being isekai'd, but like genuinely can fly and shit. It's crazy. I haven't watched it. I just seen a clip and I was like, I couldn't handle not knowing what it was. But that looks so crazy. So it's like this gross long hair. They make him look like maybe like an ugly, skinny bastard. If that makes any sense. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but what do you call it? He has this weird thing where like his nephew is like, what the fuck, and his uncle like legit flies, and his uncle's like, yeah, I had like a whole nother life with elves and shit. I don't know how they do it. It almost sounds like Way of the House Husband, just kind of like a crazy premise, probably making fun of isekai bullshittery. But I can't wait. It's gonna be a good show to watch. It's on the list, okay? But I think I want to start Dawn of the Witch, but you literally had no time to watch anything. So yes. Give me the thing, boom. Astroblade says, no MMOs for me, thanks. I'm allergic to people. Okay. We're gonna have a little clan. You could just play like a. You don't have to play with people. You can just do your own thing. I think there is some. I hope there is. Again, to me, as much as I understand that Tower Fantasy may want to like hyper push into the content of co-op, that was my biggest hatred towards Destiny. Is that I loved the co-op. It was the most fun thing ever. But so many things were tied to like needing to be on people's schedules, you know, and that's restrictive, especially if you have a job and you're like, I can't play at the same time every single day. I get a couple hours and I need to make ground. And if you're not making ground, then you feel like you're disconnected, you know. But yes. Fluff says, what's good, Raynade? Raynade says, what up, y'all? Seems like I'm a bit late. It's all good, Raynade. You came in fashionably late timing. Yeah, it's about you're an hour late. It's all good. I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. Oh, I hate when I get like an air bubble stuck in my chest. I'm just like, get out of me. Rasta says, Diana is best girl. She is amazing, and her shield is the bomb. I need to level up more, man. She shouldn't have enough talent in her E yet. It sucks. I got constellations and shit, but her shield does bust quite quickly, unfortunately, especially in the Spiral Abyss, man. It's a little unfortunate. Nub says, I definitely hate that game you're talking about without knowing the game you're talking. Why? Why you hate Tower Fantasy? Tower of Fantasy, Nub. You can make, I don't know. I actually haven't played it yet. I just think it looks like it's doing some interesting things. Some things that everyone has been saying, God damn it, Genshin, you're the worst. Why don't you make co-op events? Why don't you make an endgame? Why don't you make like a guild system? Why don't you make an endgame? Tower of Fantasy's like, okay, give us a year, maybe 2. Okay, we're back. We've done all that. Okay. Hopefully it's not shit. Hopefully it's okay. Sting says, gotta go. Thanks for the awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Sting. Hopefully I can see you again. Nub says, I told you it was amazing. It gets funnier and it's better in motion. So it's one of one that the anime is way better than the. Really? Okay. Also, ugly character is I know. I know it seems like, I didn't mean to make it seem like it's like, oh, this is not meaningful, you know? But yeah, it looks funny. Just like, again, the art style, I was like, ugh. But then again, they also draw, oh shit, I didn't mean to do this. Well, I guess we're doing that. This. What do you call it? Yeah, the art style, it looks like it's intentional. Because like there'll be an image of like an elf that looks goddamn gorgeous, you know what I mean? And you're like, okay, okay, and the main character looks like this. Ugh. Okay. Wow. Where are you? This. Oh, I forgot you picked Kokomi. I could not have needed to play. Oh, fucking damn it. I forgot Kokomi can heal. I had to think of her as a DPS, so I'm like, oh, it's a damage character. I should say, I think of Lone Syndicate's specific Kokomi as a DPS character. Lone Syndicate says, I'm gonna spend so much time in the. Dude, I think that's what we're probably gonna. Ooh, shit. What do you guys think we should do? I don't think I'll probably be doing it on my time. We'll start the stream at 12. I'll probably wake up early, build out my character, creator-wise, and then I'll get through the tutorial thing maybe. I don't think you guys want to see all that maybe. Do you guys want to do that? We could play it all at the same time at like 12 p.m. Making our character, etc. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a good idea to go through the tutorial just so I'm not like, what do we do? What is everything, you know? Although it would be cool to kind of like sit there and go through the paces. Fuck it, we're gonna make a character. We got plenty of time to play this game. Okay, we've been in a non-thing happening kind of time. All right, we're gonna make something happen. We're gonna take our time. I meant to say. Nub says, I don't think anyone can dethrone Genshin at this point. No, I don't think anything. I think that's the wrong perspective. I think a lot of time people are like, this is the Genshin killer. I just am kind of sick of the inactivity of Genshin. I do think Genshin is probably at the point where like it's a little bit too big to fail, you know? Like even if it tanked itself, it would still be like one of the most successful games in recent memory. Yeah, like I think 90% of Mihoyo's plan is to not rock the boat, essentially. That's their whole shtick. So yeah. But I do think I desperately want a game that does the things that Genshin doesn't, but keeps the good parts that Genshin does. So like I like the anime character changing thing. I like this ever-expansing world with interesting premises and all that stuff. Genshin is fantasy. This new game, Tower of Fantasy, seems to be way more technology. Weird that its name is Tower of Fantasy, but yeah. It seems way more like a technological fantasy future, which I like. And yeah, the fact that it's like, it seems like it literally does everything that Genshin doesn't. It seems like it heavily capitalizes on the co-op. It seems like it has, it's way more about switching between weapons, and it seems like it's way more about like there's guilds, there's endgame, it seems like. I don't think that's the one thing I haven't heard from anyone, and that is the make or break importance for me is there like a resin system? Is there like a finite amount of time that you can spend in the game? And is it, even if it was just a little bit longer than Genshin, that'd be still way, way nice. But yeah. Also, I did not sequence that well. I did not get the buff because I detonated the wrong swirl. Oh, I thought it was going to appear on me. Did that not crit? God damn you. Yo, that has a huge AoE, man. That could kill me all. Jeez Louise. Alt for days. Boom! I'm surprised they kept the whole Aphrodisiac. What? What is that? Oh, aphrodisiac scene in the anime though. I haven't seen that bit. I haven't watched it, Nanny. Or not, Nanny. I haven't watched it now because you guys got the ends in the name. I haven't watched it yet, no, man. I just seen the image and I thought, I love it. I love it. Nebba was right. I'll put it on my bookmark list. I still have to watch the other ones because I think Dawn of the Witch would be more of a topical video on the Share Grin channel. So I'm like, fuck. I'll do that, God damn it. Although the Share Grin channel has kind of been leading the charge in terms of content that's been happening. Yeah. That may change probably Thursday. Also, there might be a little bit of a lull content upload-wise on Monday through Thursday because I'm gonna be trying to finish that book and shit. Can I get that down pat? Fluff says there's Mismatch Eye for Tower of Fantasy. I'm definitely excited for that. Yeah. People have a misunderstanding of like it's gonna be the Genshin killer, and I think people just want something else to play, and I think the main thing is people just want Genshin to be the game that they want it to be. I think rightfully so. Like I don't think people are asking a lot is the thing. I don't think people are like to say maybe at a year and a half in we should have some sort of other end game activity. I don't think that's wrong or even like excessive to ask for. But Genshin's like, no, and I think Genshin's perception on it, like the company Hoyoverse is like, well, wait, let's not fucking ruin this, you know? Like, this thing is making us billions of dollars. Let's not ruin this cash cow. Also, I did not mean to change off of my boy. But yeah, I think they're like, let's not fuck up this cash cow. Instead, let's make all these other games like ZZZ, and all of these, there's another one coming out. Let's make those games so that if we did want to like super flesh out an end game or like a game where people can play it for hours on end, we can not kill our cash cow, you know? So I think that's the whole thing that Genshin's in. But I think there's other competitors coming out that are like, hey, we could just do what you're not doing, but also do similar things that people like, and people might give our game a chance where otherwise they wouldn't have, you know? Which to me, that makes me happy and excited. I hope that works out. I don't know if it will, but hopefully it does. This, and then this. Also, Kazuo with Ganyu's ult is pretty insane. Like those little tiny icicles are doing like 4K or 6K like every couple seconds. It's a bit wild. But what do you call it? I was gonna ask Nub about that anime. Is that the kind of the joke? Is that it is like making fun of isekais, and also the main character that like got isekai'd isn't great? Like he's actually maybe a kind of a creep. Because the anime name is, I think it's like My Uncle Got Isekai'd, and yeah. I don't know many like story development things where your uncle is just the most morally right person ever. I have 2 nephews, okay, but you know, just in storytelling, you'll hear a lot of it about how great your uncle is. Love Singing says, I'm gonna be in my internship watching the stream. Can't wait. Golly. Raynade says, is Tower Fantasy free? I think so, yeah. Tower Fantasy is free, but it is only on PC and mobile. I think it will come out on console pretty quick here, but yeah. I've seen some stuff for it. It looks pretty cool. Might cop. Yeah. I think it's just free. So I think it's one of those things where like, if it's a I think it's aiming itself to be a community kind of game, to where I could see that being the kind of like in a weird way the draw. Of like, oh, you know, if you're watching streamers play this game, you could just download it for free and jump into our clan and we could play together. You know, we could grind you up together. Which that would be like my best, like the most fun thing I think about the game, is to have a clan that is basically just made to like get you leveling up and then get you on your way. You know, I feel like a lot of people are like, they create clans and they're kind of, or guilds or whatever, and they're kind of like this. Like, this is a tight-knit group of all the 150 people I'm playing with. I think you should have, like, a couple people you're, like, your diehard people who are just grinding with you every day. But I think it would also be nice to have, like, a community sense of, like, we'll like, if you have no one to play with, we will dedicate a day of just getting people in there, grinding you up, and then moving on. Granted, I don't know if we'll ever be that intense, because I did see some of the raid stuff looks pretty tough. Like, pretty agonizing, but we'll see. Yeah. Malik says Sumeru is going to be crazy. Yeah. On topic of Genshin, I'm excited for that to happen. My whole thing with Sumeru though is I think it's going to be awesome for the 2 weeks that I'm going to play it. You know, I don't know if it's going to give me the thing I want in between, like after the fact. You know. Rainade says Grin didn't notice my hydrate. It didn't pop up for me. Did it pop up on my screen? Can you do it again? Because I didn't see it pop up. Oh no. Because I'm on a different web browser. Maybe for whatever reason this web browser doesn't see it. Can somebody redeem something in the chat? Because yeah. Nope says yes. Okay, there it is. Yeah, no, Astroblade redeemed status points. Raidnade redeemed Hydra. Okay, there it is. Now I see it, Raidnade. I see it now. I don't think it popped up, or maybe it was just a millennia ago. I must have really missed it. Shit, sorry. Hydrate. Okay, sorry, my bad. Also, are we still grinding this, or are we just typing? It says, well, we did 9 runs, and I got 1 decent artifact. Oh. I'll be honest, I'll do like 8 runs or like 20 runs for 3 days, and I'll be like, just got a lot of HP. Cool, huh? Oh, that's kind of like a poor me. Oh, it was a while. Okay, let's do 2 then. I haven't done push-ups in such a long time. Did I tell you guys I finally breached 200 pounds? I've been doing that slam ball shit, and that slam ball shit, man, it's just like, yeah. I've never experienced like weird muscle growth in that way. Yeah. But anyways, 200 pounds, so now those push-ups, ooh, fuck. They are a pain in the ass. Very hard. We'll see if I can pull off the 10. I think 10's reasonable, but still probably gonna be tough. Fluff says, I was referring to the perception of the game. I simply meant that having having like different eye color and shit. Yeah, man, the customization to me is such a thing that I so deeply crave in a game. I like making that character and to me, man, that's another thing. Like Saints Row seems awesome, like very clever, interesting how it's doing its thing. But also, Lone saying, are we done? Because I gotta condense one of my resins I have yet to grab. One more run? Okay, gotcha. You gotta dance one more. But what do you call it? Yeah, like I think Saints Row is gonna be fun because just the idea of you being able to customize your character, that's wicked. Like, you know, having this whole thing, awesome. But I am a little worried about, I think Tower Fantasy is gonna do such a better job about it because we can actually see like 15 people's awesome characters, you know. And if they have like a guild option where your character can have like a statue of it that's weirdly like realistic, that would be wicked, you know. Like, I think that like MMO environment capitalizes on like the customization of your character to like the utmost in a better way than just Saints Row, which can only have 2 people at launch, I believe, which is still good. It's awesome. I'm very excited for the game. I think Tower Fantasy like that's like in a game that has so many social elements. It's good that you not only can look like a cool, like interesting character that has a different body type altogether, different like outfit altogether, but also just to kind of look like anything, have a heterochromia, eye color, whatever it's called, you know, that kind of thing. Nub says the issue isn't ruining anything. It's investing extra money for little return. Yeah, I can see that being not good for a lot of people as well. But I think it's on a person, you know? Like, it's one of those things that Nub, I'm not sure if you've seen the thing that, like, Diablo Immortal, like, made billions of dollars last month. Not only because it released in China, but even before then it was making bank. So as much as people, like, say this is awful, and it is awful, it's something that so many people, like, use and play with and etc. So it's kind of like, I don't know if this is, yeah, I feel like this might just be a shitty part of our world at this point, you know? But yeah, like, yeah, so to me, it's like, I think the future is just, these games are probably going to exist because companies are seeing how, like, impossible they are to fail to a lot of extent, as long as they've just put the bare minimum of work and get that serotonin moving. I think it's going to be an inevitability, but I think that's just going to put a greater strain on either, hopefully countries crack down on some of the weird, like, crappy gambling practices, but also maybe it just is on everyone else as an individual to kind of be clever and not to succumb to various things like that, you know, to like constantly buy. The joke. Nub says the joke in the show is. One sec. The joke in the show is him trying to cope with being in a coma for most of his life. Okay. The whole series is a slice of life, but the real show is watching small bits of his life in the isekai. Oh, I see. So he was in an isekai becoming like powerful as fuck, because there's a scene where he literally flies. Goodbye. But he's kind of like, oh, I was assuming I was going to come back into the world and get like re-isekai'd, but instead I'm like an old gross man who I lost. But he also had a whole life. Like, why is he upset? He had a whole life in another world, apparently got powers and shit. He comes back to Earth and he's like, I wanted more. Disgusting. You know, like what? Rainier says GRINN didn't know hydrate. It has been done before. Oh, gotcha. Rainier says it was a little bit ago. Oh, right, I read that. When we run, everybody says, gotta keep my boy swole for the stream. We'll see. If you're there, remind me. We'll do it. There's so many people who do it, and then they're not here. And if you're not gonna show up, I'm not gonna fucking show up. Okay? I'm not gonna suffer if you're not here to at least cash it in and be in the presence of suffering, or else it means nothing. You're not a status. You're just a monster, essentially. Status. Rainier says, man, I'ma be sleepy. Why, Rainier? What happened? Malik says, it's going to be the middle of the story. That's when this flips on its head. The flip typo. What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Nub says, wait, Diablo Immortal is out in China? I think it was in Asia is what happened. An Asian country. I think it means China. Yeah. I think that makes sense, right? I think China's whole thing is that they don't want to have like weird, like any sort of like not incredibly, there's no good way to say it, but yeah, they're like, I don't think Diablo Immortal seems fucking juiced testosterone wise enough to where it's like, this is what men should watch or some weird thing, you know? Also, once again, are we done? You had said you had one more run. I guess I could grind out these things. Also, Diablo Immortals won't really be profitable till much later on. Last I heard, Diablo Immortal was banned in China. I heard it made like $1 billion almost, or some shit, like up there in Genshin territory. It was like one of the most profitable games in the last couple months, with an estimated profit of some $1 billion. And I thought, I don't think that game took $100 million to what do you call it, design. So I think it's making a good bit of money. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I could have misunderstood. I just seen like a quick report of it all, and I thought, ew, makes me sad a little bit. That game is popping off in a good way, because you know I would rather it to dwindle out and die, you know. But you know, again, maybe Diablo the base game is gonna be killer, and that game enables. Man, I mean, it sounds like that isn't true, or it sounds like that it can't be true. It can be true. A game can enable another video game's success, you know, but that's never how. If it's a publicly traded company with stocks and shit, most things don't work that way. Most things are like investors will basically be like, "Are you making us enough profit?" Because the answer is never no. It's we want more profit. If you make a change, fuck off. Make us more profit, because it's a publicly traded thing, and I think that usually means it's all about the investors. Like investors can just, if they have predominant shareholding of the company, they can just be like, we're just gonna put someone in charge that will prioritize as much money gain as we can. You know, I think that's what made me so sad. I think Bethesda for a while there was not a publicly traded thing, and they actually that's awesome. Like every choice that they made was kind of theirs. But when you have a bunch of investors at your beck and call, you have to abide by their rules. That's where things, I think, get gross. At least that's my understanding of it, but I could be a little bit off. I think there's probably more nuance there, but I'm just not seeing it, but yeah. Oh, come on, Bloom. Oh, this. And this. My nose. Oh. Raidnade says, oh no, I read that. Lone Singed says, all right, half a month of farming this domain, and I finally got one upgrade for Huta. That'd be how it is, especially when you're at like, I'm not sure, Lone Singed, do you have your Hutao? Because I feel like, yeah, I think you might be in the phase of like mid-maxing to hell. Let's see. I don't know if you have her as your, yeah, you do, as your waifu. Let's see. Character attributes. We have, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Well, let's see. How much fire you got? You got fire, pyro goblet. It's not bad. But yeah, you got the critical damage, critical rate. You got a fuck ton of health as well. Yeah, no, I think you're probably cooking. You're fine. Yeah. In fact, I think that health is probably up there, so I think you're even more. Yeah. Oh yeah, 31k health. Yeah, you're probably This is a heavily good character. I feel like you're probably just squeezing out damage at this point. Little drops. Let's go here. Now we have to kick Lone Syndicate when we get to that story quest, because damn dailies don't let you do that. Malik says, the Genshin story is hitting that middle point. The most movies, the middle point is where things get turned on their head. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so you think Genshin's gonna have like some sort of twist? I mean, I feel like the twists in Genshin's are very like obvious. Like we're probably gonna learn that the one long-haired guy did some fucked up shit, and he's actually like a bad guy or trying to repent or whatever. Dainsleif, I mean. We're probably gonna see that like maybe eventually we're probably gonna understand. I think we're eventually gonna start working with the Fatui, the Saritsa, because I feel like that's just waiting to be like, hey, guess what? Actually, she's not the bad guy. And I'm like, really? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. As much as I'm like, okay, I'd be surprised if Genshin had like a twist. I just feel like I'm not really invested in a lot of the twists, if that makes any sense. It's not that I don't like the story, it's just that I don't think the story is enjoyable. It's not necessarily anxiety inducing, right? And I actually kind of like that quite a lot. We could just do this, yeah. Ooh, that's bad. Two of them damn status points. It's 20 push-ups. 20 push-ups, 200 pounds. It's a little bit dicey. The amount of times I've died to this bullshittery right here, and like gotten flinged off this edge, it's stupid. You just finish the quest or finish the thing, but I'm like, I gotta kill all of it. But you know, pain, all that suffering. Oh, Nub says, yeah, the artifacts I've seen is that the artifact. The article that I've seen is that Activision and Blizzard is missing their revenue with Diablo Immortal. Yeah, but that's the thing. To me, Activision has always had Activision's quarterly earning has been at a loss for a long time now. Like Activision was behind on a lot of their consistent things. I don't think it's one of those things where it's like in business, a lot of companies don't pay taxes because they've technically made no profit. But what that means is they've just reinvested all their profit into jobs and etc. And the reason why most countries don't mind that is because it creates jobs. But sometimes the reinvestment is not creating jobs, but is just literally putting money into real estate. And that just fucks up the whole market, essentially. So stuff like that's fucky. I think it's the same thing as if Activision is trying to spin well, see, we didn't make that much money, we're still behind, guys. And it's like, well, no, it's just that all of your other games have shit the bed. If anything, this makes Diablo Immortal more of a signal of if you're behind on income, make a game like this. And it's like, god damn it. This Kuki, go! Her ult is very underwhelming in almost every regard. Even with whale accounts, they seem like it still didn't do a lot. But if you have 1,000 other ults going at the same time, kind of huge. But is it her? I do think she will have a place, especially in the meta, as long as you're able to, as long as Dendra's good. If you have another mass applying Dendra character, I think she would be pretty good. Also, she just looks so good, dude. Just the character looks bad ass. Also, the tattoos are kind of like arrows. Anyways, I wish I could honor who. One sec. Oh, I'm losing the chat a little bit. Mainly because it's banned in China. Diablo Immortals was received so poorly that the revenue is down 7 from last year. Yeah, no, that's not what I heard. No, yeah, and even if it is, I think that's a lot of weird public speak for it. Still is making billions of dollars, which is a net more than any of the Activision's current games, with one exception of maybe being Warzone. Raynade says Activision is such a shitty company. They don't deserve that much. No, I agree, 100% agree. But also, it's a shitty game, so it's kind of like okay. No, it's Blizzard. Sorry, but Blizzard owns Activision, etc. Or owns Activision owns Blizzard. Sorry. If China didn't ban it, I think they'd be up by 5%. Yeah, I think it's weird. Like, I think is their estimation that they think that would be that? Like, again, it's like, I think this is a lot of companies saying, like, hey, look, we're actually making no money, but it's like, actually, your estimation was wrong. But you're also estimating an insane amount. The fact that you're only down by 5 is insane. I feel like you should be making way more. Again, $1 billion for a game that probably took a fucking, maybe 80 mil, or not even that, that's excessive, but it's not that much money to produce, and that's 1 month of income, I think, in the last, since it's been updated to Asia's, I think it's Japan and all those countries, I think, not just Japan, it's just all of Asia besides China, which is like Korea, etc. I don't know if I can do this because I think it's gonna think I'm in co-op still. Asterblade says, I'm gonna make you suffer now. Do it. We'll see if I can pull off these push-ups. We'll do 20. It just may be broken into sets of 5. Okay. I wish I could honor whoever fucked Blizzard over with the China deal. Asterblade says, I'm gonna make you a reserve. Nub says, cause they might have single-handedly ruined that company. Activision? I don't know, man. Again, my understanding of it, and I could be way off, and this is not, I shouldn't say it's my understanding. This is kind of the classic thing that most people do at this point, which is like, I've subscribed to people who are journalists, who are game journalists, who are like going through the data and are like, this is what this is. And also it's kind of backed by clown math of like, this is what is estimated to be their profit in this way. And I think that's also valuable because a lot of companies will not share their actual profit unless it's like incredibly good, because it makes people want to invest in their company, which increases their net profit, because investors will invest because they see that they're going up. But anyways, to get an approximation of what's actually happening is nice, even if it's just like seeing the amount of sales on a game, you know. Mike says you're not wrong. They'll give you. I'll give you that. But with the story not having any sort of like dug-in thing like to capitalize on, yeah. Well, again, to me it would be cool if like Genshin introduced a character that was kind of like a very. I always thought it'd be cool for like from a storytelling perspective, if there was like this weird giant, like different body type, maybe like an Inazuma big guy body type who has like a crappy like thief, poor person like sack on them, you know, like a classic potato sack, essentially, like that kind of cloak with a hood, and that was basically talking to the main character and was perceived to be like a really good guy and like helping him out as kind of like a side character, only then to unveil that like he was actually some sort of big bad. This character that like was always nice to you actually is not bad. I think that'd be the wrong execution, but like a character that was willing to kill someone, just like the Fatui are, you know, like kind of like a sense of gray rather than kindness. That I think would be cool, but they have never seeded anything like that yet. And man, maybe they'll capitalize that on like Zhongli. Maybe Zhongli will show himself to be like, he actually is okay with just murdering people because he's a god who did that a lot. But you know, I don't know if they'll do that. And Genshin's more in the business of making characters that are iconic and that people want to play. Like we haven't had another moment like, actually not true. We have the Raiden Shogun. Raiden Shogun was like the source of a lot of suffering to people, so I guess that's not true. They do make things a little bit grimace sometimes. Let us go to the place. Nub says, wait, you didn't hear? Activision isn't getting a tax cut. They get tax back. They literally get paid by the government. I don't think they do any more, but I'll let anyone forget that. Yeah, no, I imagine that existed at some point. I'm more talking about like every business. That's what I was using as a comparison point, because it's one of the things that to me, like a lot of things like laws were made to account for a problem, but are so rigid that they can't adapt to an ever-changing environment of people trying to gamify the system. So instead of like the idea of, I think of this subsidy for companies basically making no profit was so that business could thrive. So if your business was not making profit, you would basically not get taxed like crazy. And then people brought up a good point, which is, well, wait, if I'm making no profit and I'm investing in our economy, then I'm putting money back into our ecosystem. Therefore, that money can be captured by other people who are making other businesses, etc. But then it all dissolves when people are buying like 15 houses, or like who are investing, like 2 companies own a gaming publisher, a bunch of like Big Burger or whatever the fuck, Five Guys, whatever, some other like fast food chain, and they have so many different revenue streams that like they're like a giant ass monopoly that as soon as competition can come, they can just brute force pay people to either copy what they're doing and pay legal fees to fight that, and nothing is accounting for the fuckery of the world, you know what I mean? But yeah, is what it is, you know. Losigan says, Kuki burst is kind of underwhelming. Yeah. Kuki, I think, is mainly there to be an electro applier that can also heal you, which is Raiden is like an electro applier that can also do fuck tons of damage and give you energy recharge, which is a little bit of a stack deck. But granted, if this artifact set that I'm rocking with her also gives you the ability to do more damage with my entire party, so she kind of has another benefit as well. But yeah. She is, I think, going to become better when Dendro comes out, because I think there's a lot of cool stuff that Electro does with Dendro. And the fact that she perfectly applies like a burst, bop, give it a minute, bop, pretty consistently, like within a detonation of an element sequence, pretty cleanly, is nice. Also, the fact that you can switch to any character and like get that effect. Also, it's pretty good AoE, that like little tiny thing. It's a little tiny, it's kind of like a melee based, which is a little unfortunate, but yeah. Let us go to my Serenity pot. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. Stuff's happening. Also, I don't know how to turn it off to where my phone doesn't yell at me every 2 seconds. Like, you know, I'm not sure if you guys have the thing on your phone where like it dings you twice. So if you don't like reply to a text, it's like, did you miss it? And ding you twice. And I'm just like, fuck. Just me, I think. But annoying nevertheless. Also, yeah, I didn't even cash in my coins. We have like 20 because Mahoya was like, the game isn't ready for an update. Here's all the coins. Yes, let's go ahead and buy my condensed resin. Unless I use it. I might have used it already. Grinding for Kuki's materials. Oh, by the way, I got into the chasm. It's kind of okay. Yeah, it's fine. I want to go into this. I guess I'm misclicking. Give me this. Give me all the experience books. And give me the money. God damn it, Astroblaze is really coming for the throat at this point. D. Louise. Also, why are our alerts not working for redeems? They might think we're still on YouTube, that's why. It might be broken a little bit. Everything's breaking. I'll make sure everything is sequenced, hopefully, when Tower Fantasy and shit comes out. So we got a little bit of time. Nup says, last I heard, Immortals did 100 mil in 2 months. Yeah. It hasn't even been out that long. Realistically speaking, they should have had been able to make more than 300 mil, so they are far away from. Yeah, I don't. Did fucking that take that much money to make? I would be shocked if what do you call it? Diablo Immortal took 100 mil to make. So it's like, I don't know. I guess people were. I think Activision has always had this stupid thing where like they need. Again, it's like when you're a publicly traded company, your investors are what you're scaling for. So they just want to see that there's a net profit constantly. So even when you're like making a profit of 20%, it doesn't matter because they want a profit of 80%. That was what the estimation. That's what they sold their shareholders, etc. So yeah, it's brutal. And as long as realistically, most crossovers don't. I need to. I'm in co-op still. Party system. Nope, that wrong one. That's co-op mode. Single player. Most crossovers don't have much more thought put into them than this will get us money. Yeah. Well, again, like to me, it's like kind of this mobile genre that I was introduced to by Genshin. I seen it in like things like Fate Stay Zero Fate Stay, whatever. The one that has like it's like gacha. Those are the ones I was introduced to it by. This kind of whole system of marketing and like that. And I don't know, man. To me, it makes me, well, it's funny because like I in my head think I'm really happy that Xbox kind of had this. I like Xbox's idea of the future way more, essentially, where it's just like, how can we create a model that is sustainable, stable, so that we can buy good publishers, keep them employed by having like a net $10 each month, which can value each one of these publishers that we bought up. So that they can actually get stuff. Also, we can kind of use all of these publishers to kind of help heal the other ones if they start to break apart or whatever. This all goes to shit if Xbox does what I think it might be thinking about doing, which is I think Xbox could just get, again, profit hungry, which they could just be like, okay, you're going to be able to, it's kind of like the same, like WoW, like mobile, like the MOBA idea of like, okay, you're going to basically pay $10 a month to get access to all these games, but each one of these games has cosmetic changes, has gacha, has DLC, has all this stuff, to where it's just like, geez, that this is still a lot, and I don't think that's going to beat the games that are free, free and then have microtransaction stuff in it. But Xbox could also do the thing that I'm hoping that they do, which is where we have this model so that we can stabilize our income and scale it to size whilst having subscribers that we can optimize for, essentially. So they can see that like, oh, we have X amount of people, we can, as long as we're not diminishing that, we can keep all of our publishers, and at the year end we've made $50 profit or 50% profit from what we invested. That's crazy, stuff like that. But I could also go down the route of like, no, we want it all. So not only are you going to need Game Pass, but you're going to need all this other shit, which is going to have microtransactions on top of it. We'll see. I don't know. I'm hopeful that it's not the case. I like the idea of Xbox seemingly to have like a lot of value, and again, just makes sense that stabilizes your monetary system, I guess. Lone Singlet says, when you guys think we gonna get Aloy story and how she comes into the world? Honestly, Lone Singlet, I feel like Aloy got hella left behind. I thought there was gonna be like a story 2.0 when Horizon Zero Dawn came out. Which, by the way, dude, that game came out and like I remember people talking about a lot more the original Horizon, but it's been pretty silent as of late. It's not to say that it's a bad game. It's just to say that I would have thought I would have heard more about it. But yeah, but I thought they would have like tried to sequence with Genshin in some way, like harmonize with it. But it didn't look like they did that. I'm trying to burn that resin. Where are you? There you are. Boop. I'll condense you, and I will get a little bit more of the one thing. Of her talent book, because it's Sunday and it's gonna go away. And we should do the events, but instead I'll go get selectrums or spectrums. That's what they're called. We gotta go over here. Where are you? This. What's good, Nanny? Nanny, I wanted to ask, how are you? Are you excited for Tower of Fantasy? Sorry, I've asked you that before. I'm almost certain. Are you playing Tower of Fantasy, and what character are you interested in? Because like, there's a lot. We've been talking about it. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure if I'm interested in the characters yet. I haven't seen too many of them, but I'm interested in the weapon styles. The one that like turns you into a mech, like an Iron Man type thing. I'm in. Sounds awesome, I think it'll be fine. We can run that, I think. Fluff says, not even Monster Hunter World Aloy crossover ever got much more than some costumes and small event quests. Yeah. To me, with Sumeru coming out, I think Genshin is way more we're moving on. If someone pays us a fuck ton of money, sure. but also I think like that was one of the best examples of like Aloy being ready and advertised, and then like it getting delayed, and then like that just shitting on the marketing teams and development teams who got that sequenced, because I think it would have helped if those came out at the same time, but no dice, and that's pretty shitty for everybody else involved. Ooh, this is why Dione is nice, is because she heals you and gives you the shield, especially with our character like Ganyu, who can constantly get rocked, similar to Yoimiya. Yeesh. Good news is her E's on a back-to-back cooldown, which is pretty dope. Stop it. Also, it is nice having full health. I'm tired of having 80 and 80 and 80, you know? Alright, we'll do one of these. We'll do one of these. This. Oh, she's getting a little more weak. Oh, and thank God we timed that well. Stop fucking hitting me, dude. The bad news is that these guys can one-bang you. Also, you healed? Awesome. I miss Itto, who's basically just a tank who does a good bit of damage. Stop it. God damn you. You're just annoyingly aggressive. We'll do this. Why did I do that? It's not actually worth it, because I'm just losing particles at this point, but you know. Let's see. We're getting little baby heals. Just a little bit. Again, it's not the issue of like us not being able to heal through it. It's the issue of getting staggered. Which is why shields are the best. And Dione is probably an immortally good character. Let's do this. This. Do not do the thing. Do not heal. There we go. Eesh. Was not very clean. Clean win. Lutzig says, I need to finish building Haizu and star punch and kick my enemies. Yeah, man. That again, Genshin's interesting because like I remember everyone talking about that for like a hot minute, and then it just dies down. Because again, I think it's just like, what do you do after you build the character and made 3 videos about how great he is? It's kind of like, well, you can play with him now. You know, it's like, you know. Whereas I think in like, again, to talk to Tower Fantasy to some extent, that idea of like, hey, you know, we're doing this braid boss, or like, you know, there's this new event that actually, or this new thing that might be permanent, you know. Yeah, they're like showing the character and how it scales to something that is genuinely endgame, whereas now most builds have like Spiral Abyss, and most things can clear Spiral Abyss, you know. But have multiple different avenues of like, oh no, this is great for like when you're taking on a raid boss, or like a big boss. This weapon that's specifically, and this character that's specifically good for healing can have a play specifically for this this event, or this mechanic, or gameplay, whatever the hell you call it, gameplay loop. That can make you be like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty interesting. I'll keep note of that, you know. Ooh, there's a gnat. Why'd you fly right at me? I don't think I got it at all. I lost it. I hate bugs so much. Yes. Let's go get the damn stupid simulacrum, whatever they're called. I keep saying that now. I keep spectrogram is what I'm thinking, or specters. It's just called. Fuck. Nub says, no, I'm saying that it made 300 mil. And sure, their cost is about 80 mil. Yes, it's the same amount of profit, but that's also like companies. Again, like I said, that was my thought, is that I thought Activision would be the company that says, that's not enough, more. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? To me, the one thing that would be like an understandable position is if a company, like an indie company, made a game like that, wasn't publicly traded. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Wasn't publicly traded. And made a game like that specifically so that they didn't have to kind of make a game like that anymore. Like that would be their cash cow, so that they could basically pursue their art, pursue whatever indie darling idea that they have. But no company does that. Every company makes like their stupid indie darling. They get backed for one game. It sells 5 copies. It's showcased on E3. Nobody plays it. Everyone says it looks great, but no one plays the shit out of it. And it's just like, you know, but I would love if those games could exist, but it's just like, I guess you need a consistent cash cow to come back in, you know? But it's funny because money always seems to have, that's an idea that I think most people could conceptualize, but I don't think that's most people execution. Most people are like, no, I need more money. Like, it's like a greed, I guess. It's just greed seems like it's this ravenous force. It's like, but what if we just kept making those games, maybe even made them even more monetarily crazy, and then just made even more profit, and then like retired immediately, essentially. And you're like, I mean, but what about games? What about making your desired game? And they're like, yeah, but that sounds nice, but yeah, what about money? I understand the whole money thing. I'm just saying. To me, like, that idea would make some sense, is make a gotcha type monetary drain game just to kind of keep your head above water so that you can pursue the games that are just fun for the art of it, again, I think if you made a profit of $300 million per month, you do that for a year, even if it diminished quite substantially, that, like, I don't think Skyrim took that much to make, and Skyrim was in development for like 5 years or something. Maybe it did. Maybe I have a skewed perception of that. But I thought Skyrim was a team of 100 who made that. And yeah. Did I not pick up the other things? No, I did. I always say that because I'm just, my breath, I'm kind of getting dehydrated, essentially. I'm sure they're caused an email, but they expected at least to make at least 60 mil, but because of China preventing them from distributing the game over there, because one game insulted their president. Man, that's, I don't know. I don't know, man. The whole world, especially the whole China thing to me is just, I don't know. I've never felt more like the world seems like it's getting on the verge of becoming real sketchy real fast, Like, for a while there, it was just like, well, we have a bunch of kind of annoying problems. But now it seems like, what is China doing? Like, how is that going to actually happen? Like, how is it going to affect everybody? The whole, like, them trying to make their men less, less empathetic. I don't know what the whole idea of it is. It seems like they're trying to punish, like, I think that, like, there's no effeminate men, no K-pop boys essentially allowed. No games that have any sort of leniency to that. It's like a very specific type of thing. Also, they're only allowed to play 1 hour a day. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a real weird situation going on. I've never felt more like, oh, what the fuck is happening? And we got the whole weird Ukraine-Russian nightmare health thing happening as well. And it's just like this. Man, COVID really fucked everything up. It really seemed like it started there. Maybe it's not true, but I feel like it put everything into perspective for people who are like, I don't know, like shitty world leaders. Like, well, maybe we should, become quote-unquote stronger. And I think that's not going to be the end result, but maybe. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, well, I thought there was just a study that just came out about like how games are actually not the cause of any sort of violence at all. But also that's been happening forever. And you always see politicians pick it up and you're like, fucking kill me. I'm talking a little bit of like world bullshittery right now. It's kind of a nice place to vent, but I'm not sure if y'all want to hear a random Canadian talk about the woes of the world, My bad. But yeah, what's good, big thing? Lone Snicket says, Fate Grand Order, the lone hero of our gaming world. What do you mean? What's the lone hero? The Fate Grand Order? What's the lone hero of our gaming world? Ooh, this. And this. One of these. And this. Beastie popping in and saying, hello, all you beautiful people. How are you doing? Beastie? We've been talking about Tower Fantasy. We're talking about Genshin. Also talking about the shittiness of the world. I probably should chill out on that one because, depressing. But yeah. I don't think there's anything. I think there's maybe one Spectre, like, it's one right here. It's not worth. Although maybe if I'm running on the edge, sometimes they spawn in. Like if you hit this one, maybe there's like 15 that come in, maybe? Nah, that's it. That's it, unfortunately. God damn it, why'd you take the damn... No, actually you didn't. You didn't take the detonation. Nice. Oh, I think it's because the ground was all spoiled. More specters! They're all the way over there. Beastie, you sexy beast, says Astroblade. Also Astroblade, by the way, Grand Bop. Another one. You better keep track of them because I'm not. I think it's like 6, 5 maybe? 5. Let's say 5. BC says, I honestly wasn't feeling that great today, but you instantly boost my mood. Thank you so much. I was supposed to say, I'm not done too much. Thank you. BC, hopefully feeling better, buddy. BC says, every time I watch you guys play Genshin, it's like a whole new world I've never even seen. The place, what's the floating flower petal? The floating flower petal, like this one? In the middle of the sky? Oh no, the specters. Honestly, BC, count your blessings. They're the worst enemy to farm in the entire game. It's not even close. Okay, at least to your boy. I hate him. But yes, eventually, just piece by piece. Also, you might not even need to, man. We got the Tower Fantasy game coming out. You might just want to play that. I forgot to add the English for a minute there. It happens a lot, honestly. BC says every time watch that super tanky flower peeps hold. Yeah, it's the worst. The worst. They always deal so much damage. They're also like they have like a delay to dying. It's annoying. Yeah. 3 more today. It's only 4th. Okay, not that bad. Not that bad. One of those. One of those. BC, how was your day? How was your night? Why are you feeling? She feeling a little sick? A little under the weather? I've been feeling a little, every time I have my protein, I feel a little sickly. And I think it's because I haven't worked out Thursday forward because I just was feeling like shit. I actually got like I haven't felt like sick in a while. And it hit me like a truck. Man, you're like, everyone's so like, man, you're having such a good time with life. And then you have like a bad headache, a bad toothache, or like you get like gross sick to where you're like, almost feel like just incapable of doing anything, of existing. And you're like, oh, I took that for granted, big time. Ew. Big yikes. At least for your boy. It always, sickness or a toothache or a bad migraine is always like, oh, life is pretty good. Life can be pretty fucking horrible, pretty easily. Let's do this. Let's do this. And this. And one of these. Bop. And then that. Did I not hit my shot? I did. Nice. Stop. What is hit me? Kuki is probably not the team to play on this one. I probably should put that on Itto, actually, because we don't need that much healing. Yeah. Kuki could probably go on Ittos for now. Also could mass apply an element. Also gives me a little bit of healing till Garu's ready. Man, I still haven't seen a single banner with Garu on it. I'm actually kind of happy because I'm actually not in a place where I can wish. Also, what's our wishing pool look like? We're back to 90 Primo Gems. Not the bad. Oh, shit. Oh, my God, guys. You should have told me. I completely forgot to buy the shop wishes. I think it's been reset. It has. Yes. Do that. And then that. Beautiful. Yeah, man. That's my biggest regret. I forgot entirely about those. When like the 2 months I took off, I was like, oh, fuck. I could have gotten like good bit of wishes just with that stupid bullshit that I could have easily jumped in and be like, got it, boom. Also, no, we got that one. It's this right here. This is annoying. Specters are all scattered and shit. BC says, more self-love points. What is that? What? Was that the high five? I said, hey, it's a good way to put it, BC. Self-love points. Oh my God, I'm about to get killed. This. We're gonna drop this here. We're gonna go over here because there's some bitch Spectre hiding there. There we go. Ooh, bit of lag. I probably should put the gameplay sound on. It's super quiet. I was wondering why something felt off. You can't hear the game at all. It's just this chill beat in the background. Des, jump up here. Go! BC says, today just has been a low day for me, honestly. I haven't had much motivation for anything. I just feel a bit low, honestly. No, I get that, BC. I get that entirely, man. I've had a couple of those days recently. Yeah, I don't know, man. How do you do with those days, BC? Because I feel like I may not handle it in the best way. When I have those days, I kind of say, fuck it, and I continue to do stuff, although to me, it usually comes from, like, doing, like, not enjoying life, usually. Like, I think I get caught up in, like, how do I put it? I hate to make this about me, forgive me. But the whole thing about, like, I think I'm pretty good with being unhappy or unsatisfied or like, to me, I feel like if it means I'm efficient and like content, I think I can be okay with being unhappy for a good bit. Not like for like weeks, something crazy, but like for like 3 days, I'll like, again, like I'm doing the book, which I'm enjoying a lot. It's just, it is to a point where like I'm doing it so much that it's becoming a bit tough. But yeah, I don't know. But then there's some days where you feel like you can do it all, and then there's other days where you feel like you're breaking. Like you're like, I am exhausted, like to the point where like I need to like disconnect for a bit, you know? I feel like if I were to give a friend advice, that'd probably be what I would say is like, it's okay to push yourself as long as when it comes time to recover, you genuinely recover. You can't just keep taking a piece out of the pool or whatever, the like, because it's not like you're a god, you know, you're like, eventually you'll tap out of it. But yeah, like, to me, for whatever reason, I'm in a place where I'm actually good at, like, I'm able to grind, I guess. I hate that word a lot because it's used by hipsters who are like stupid. but yeah, I'm at the point where like I like I can grind. I can like grind through the kind of like, I'm getting a little bit, this is too much, I need a break, and just keep doing it. But I wonder if I still should have taken a day off that this week, you know, because I'm not just fucking burnt. But I also feel like I'm good. This week, usually I can tell, like, when I say stuff aloud, I can tell my brain's like, that's not true. You're lying to yourself. But that didn't seem wrong. I think today I'm just it's a special instance where I'm like, I have a lot of responsibility right now where I'm looking after dogs and whatnot, that your brain kind of is like, fuck it, I guess we'll swim instead of sink. And I'm like, okay, if only we could just keep this up forever, man. That'd be awesome. Anyways. Ashblade says, self-love only available on Only Grits. Oh, I wish I read that sooner, Ashblade. That's so perfect. That's such a weird thing to say, but I love it. Sting says, what do you think of Elden Ring? Love it. I love Elden Ring. It's fantastic. To me, it's just, Sting, my only thing that holds me back from Elden Ring a little bit is that I found it, I couldn't see myself, like, I loved the game, I wanted to play more of it, but I found it was, I was spending a lot of time on it, and actually I think a lot of cool ideas for it that I never was able to really capture because other things happened, and I just, yeah. But the reason why there's a problem with me, specifically in Elden Ring, is that I need to kind of, I think, play a game that I know I can consistently provide value for, and I could see Elden Ring, unless I'm willing to do lore, which is already a lot of established channels that have like a lot of technique that I couldn't develop as fast as I would need to in order to capitalize on. Like I'm looking at it from like a making videos for a community kind of standpoint. So for me, that's why I'm excited for the games like Saints Row or like Tower Fantasy, even ZZZ, games like that where I think I could create a community around it, and especially with now all the stuff I know now, I think I could do a better job of that than I did with Genshin. Because yeah, a lot of Genshin I was just like, I guess I'll try this, and I didn't really do a lot of research on what made it good and why and what I could do to capture those things, the reasons that it made it good. I love the game basically, but I don't think it has a place for a channel being built around it. I'm sure there's channels that have, and they're probably a great way to look at it, but from my kind of initial look, it wasn't that, my brain didn't go there, unfortunately. But I think everything's possible. There's always a possibility to create content in a specific way. My brain didn't jump to that point. Asherblade says, I possibly take an easy day when I have little motivation. Yeah, see, that to me I think is the best. If I were to have a friend, I'd say when you're feeling like demotivated or like etc., it's okay to take a day to like just recollect yourself. I will say it's probably a too much point as well. Like inaction can just further like the feeling of a low day or like meaninglessness or like depression, etc. So action is a good thing. That's why I always like purposeful relaxation, I guess. Like a day that like when Sunday comes around, I'm going to specifically do this thing that I know I love to do because yeah. So it's not like you're just like, because I feel like the problem with taking a break or like taking time off or resting is that you can kind of be like, you can meander and you can almost feel like you're doing nothing, and therefore you had a day off and you didn't even do something you liked. You just did nothing. You kind of feel like even worse, and your brain feels even worse because I don't think mechanically we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to take time off, but I don't think we're supposed to completely disconnect and like spend 6 hours a day on like on memes or Reddit, or even just going to the rabbit hole of YouTube. Like, I don't know many people who are content and really excited and satisfied after binge watching a bunch of, like, going down the YouTube rabbit hole a lot. I think people can get some enjoyment from that, but I think to an extent it becomes like mind melting, and you kind of feel like even lower after it's all done, you know, whereas watching a TV show and then playing a little bit of a video game and then like maybe hanging out in a stream or doing something that is like consistently your choice to do these things that you want to do and to achieve in this one day. So to have like a really fun, relaxing day that you just enjoy life and all the things that make you happy, instead of just kind of meandering through, like kind of just floating through nothingness. I think that floating through nothingness makes you feel less happy. But I think if you genuinely like make a bunch of shit to actually do, I think your brain loves that, because you're actually like still achieving things, but you're also still doing something that releases serotonin into your brain, which I think makes life meaningful. But yeah, who knows? Probably everyone's different as well. It's probably not a thing. Also, that's so nice to have Kazuha just brings that enemies down like that. Kazuha, ever still having many reasons why he's absolutely fantastic. Oof, gimme. There's only like one or two specters here. I think there's one on the ridge here as well. There it is. I even missed. Hate it. This. I think actually the team that... Oh, actually, well... No, it's hard to say. I could replace you with Bennett, but I think that's my Ido team, which might actually not be that bad. No, Diona works too good here because of Elemental Mastery. I could put Kiki here, though, and give my Raiden Shogun team there. Oh, it's fine. We'll just leave it like this. We'll leave it like this. BC says, I feel that I don't really allow myself to relax. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I'll allow myself to relax at a time. And it's possible not great for mental. Yeah. Always sadness. It's Grinn's time. Grinn's time is happy time. Icy waifu makes icy better. Everything better. Yeah, no, Beastie. I relate to that statement, or I feel like that kind of is the antithesis of what I was saying. But to me, I think like, again, a good way to like genuinely to enjoy like your like a relaxation is to do the things that you enjoy doing. I feel like me, maybe we're different, but I find the meanderingness of like having a day off, but you still felt like you didn't really do anything that you enjoyed doing. That I think is a little rough. You know, I think that's where I think a lot of people are, but maybe that's not what you're meaning. But that's kind of what I took from the statement. So for me, again, the idea of like, I'm going to watch this anime this week, or this on Sunday, you know, because I've been excited to watch it for the whole week. And then maybe you're like, I stopped having fun after like 3 episodes in because I started getting burnt out a little bit. I'm going to, you know, go play a game. And you're like, awesome. You know, but I feel like this, again, I feel like social media makes your brain feel burnt. And I hate that feeling of like when you've spent like 5 hours looking at memes or something and you're like, I'm not even enjoying this anymore. I just kind of feel like I'm getting dragged down this weird rabbit hole of meaninglessness, you know, which is probably way too real. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wind down now. Is there anyone we could raid today? I don't know. Usually no one streams on Sundays, but maybe somebody does. Also, Astro Blade's still here, so we'll probably do those push-ups before we sign off. Oh, also, yeah. So let's just sign off. I gotta use the washroom, and then we'll come back. I'll let you guys look at my eye candy characters. Oh, I can't do that while I'm in combat? Weird. It's funny because you can teleport like anywhere in combat, but not there, I guess. Weird. Weird. How did you like Elden Ring, Sting, by the way? Also, Sting, did you favorite a friend me? I think you said you would. Are you Coco? Is it sort by most recent? I don't see you. Yeah, do you say your name in here? I don't know if you've sent a friend request yet. Let me know if you haven't. Low Sinkit says, I normally do some drawing as I have YouTube playing in the background. Yes, that's a great way to do it. That's a good way to kind of stay engaged, you know what I mean? playing in the background, or anime to further put me in the zone. Like sometimes when I'm drawing, depending on the character, I might watch the anime they are for. Yeah. No, I get that a lot. It's like doing multiple tasks makes you feel satisfied by achieving lots of things, I guess, you know? Like for me, I always like when if I'm grinding a video game and I'm enjoying it, I find it I get exponentially have more enjoyment for it if I'm listening to a podcast. It's really interesting by like I don't know, interviewing a UFO weirdo or like a scientific major in like biology and talks about the future of humans or something, you know. Or even just perceptions of the current happenings in the world, whatever it is, you know. I feel like I'm sounding like Jaden Smith. Let's just talk about politics. Stupid. But no, it's like you're doing something extremely like just goofy and fun, but then you're also like, but this is also a time where I can just vibe and have a good time, relax. You know, I can kind of hit two birds with one stone. Keeps your brain like stimulated, but also keeps you grinding a little bit, you know. Stop it. I meant to do this. It's a little bit weird with, doppelganger behind you, but is what it is. We'll just make it less weird by doing that. Oh, I gotta use the washroom, and then we're gonna do these push-ups, and I'm gonna fucking break my whole shit. Because I haven't done push-ups in a while, because your boy's just getting a little bit too thick at this point. Calisthenic bod we do not have anymore. I have no one to suggest a raid. Astroblade says you have 5 sets, and then wait for. Okay, so no more push-ups. We were doing the 5 sets. Astroblade says he called me a monster beast. Sting says waiting on my IG to finish. Okay, gotcha. Astroblade says I have to level up his expectations. What's that mean? What? BC says, GRINN, how dare you turn us into an protagonist? Send it after I load. Gotcha, Sting. Hopefully it's in time. I'm gonna use the washers. We're gonna have plenty of time. All right. I wonder if our low cam even works. Let's hope it does. I'll be back. Oh. Go. Is there enough room? Probably not, but we'll make it work. Okay. Let's hope the camera is still working. It says it's on. Let's get after it. Where is my button? Low cam. Let's see. My shoes, my socks. You guys can see all that. That's my PC case. Fingers crossed. You can see it. Okay. Am I in the right place? Yes, I can. Okay. 50 push-ups. Yeah. 10 sets. 10 reps. Okay, here we go. Okay. It's actually not that bad because I haven't worked out this whole week, so it's not as grueling. Oh boy, okay. 1 set done. Easy peasy. Do I look fatter? Because I feel fatter. Misty says, look at, as I said, you got this. I think we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I'm cheating a little bit because I took this whole week. I took Thursday off. Thursday I haven't done anything. But yes. BC says Frid set with Frid set with nothing. What do you mean? Those things says, haven't seen that cam angle in a while. I know. It's my little tiny old camera I taped to the top of my desk. No, wrong one. Oh, this. Is the camera angle even remotely like set properly? I don't know. Okay. Oh, there's a beetle on the ground, I think. I lost count. I lost count. I hope that was right. I started focusing on my breathing and I fucked up. It stayed consistent with the bottom left. Oh, pieces is the thing. Ashley says, you don't look fat at all. Thank you, Ashley. Maybe another thing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh. Man, push-ups suck. It's like they're so good for you, and you should do them, but I don't know. Seem like a lot. Although I will say, most motherfuckers who love push-ups don't do real push-ups. They don't do fucking chest to ground, arm fully locked out bullshittery. So, I have a little bit of an out. Also, Star looks so good. You know what I mean? Every time you see her in the corner, she just looks clean. Okay, we're at 30. This is the 30th one. Okay. Oh. 30's kicking my ass. 30 is proving to be a bastard. Okay. Oh, that's the place says, you know what exercise I really love doing? Naps. Naps are great. Naps are awesome. Oh, Ashley, how do you deal with the thought parasite? Damn, gee, what? Is my ass showing? I need to reposition, god damn it. But what do you call it? What do you feel about the prospect of having loved ones, friends, or whatnot, where if you were to die from heart failure or cancer, whatever these other things, where fitness and exercise could have maybe given you a chance at being in this world for even just a little bit longer, to be with them, to provide help to them if they need it. I like naps too, but that mind parasite is, for me at least, a little strong one, where it's like, what if I could suffer a little now and maybe be healthier so I could have a son, and I could, even if I died in a stupid way, like getting hit by a bus, at least he would know that I did everything in my power to be in his life, etc. Because that's, I think, always the argument for people who do all this stuff, you know? Like exercise, eat properly, etc. It's like, what if you die meaninglessly? And it's like, well, I think the fact that you gave a shit and tried is in fact meaningful, you know? Oh, Master Blade says, nope, fuck him off. I'm off to that place, to that peaceful eternal sleep. Yeah, no, that's also another thing. It's like, I just want to relax. I deserve to be happy and relaxed too. That's true, but I don't know. I feel like that if there is like the whole adage of, I'm not sure what anyone here believes, but if there is some sort of twisted afterlife where you have to look at your family and shit, that's like a nightmare hell. If you're like, wow, if I didn't smoke cigarettes or whatever, I would be able to, see my grandson or do all this weird stuff or like be there for him, etc. And this is the moment where I could absolutely be there for him, and that would just fuck me up, essentially. And maybe that's the determining factor for heaven and hell, is whether you made the most of your life and know you left everything on the table with as much as you ever had, and the people who kind of shat away at deep inside themselves knowing that they could have maybe maybe been there if they would have made a sacrifice or taken care of themselves. I don't know. I think it's a 50-50. We just talked about being too on yourself and then being not enough on yourself. Probably a happy balance medium type thing, probably for the best. But let's just do the 40th. Okay. 50 is the last one. Okay. BC says, no, we need you. I agree. We need more people like Astroblade. He needs to have a child, teach him properly, and then at least we have someone to replace him, hopefully. Very selfish way of looking at things, but true. Astroblade says, I can reincarnate as a pigeon and poop on everybody. I mean, hey, different thought processes, for sure. Rishi says, I want to reincarnate as a raven. They're so damn cool. I know. A raven and goose are my top wish I could have an animal like it, but also probably way too much work and probably going to rip my eyes out kind of animal as well. Oh, what's the other animal that's like so cool, but I think it's also feral enough to where it's a dicey situation, you know? We should stick with dogs and cats. Mostly dogs. Astroblade says, me having a child is a scary thought. Why? I think you'd be a great person to raise a child. Granted that there's a lot more there, but me knowing you as I know you, every aspect seems supportive, kind, sweet, etc. BZ says, I'll little mini Astro. It is, I don't know, some people like it's weird to me when people are so. I understand when somebody could say like, there's a lot of responsibility there and raising a child, but when some people say like, I don't like kids, I hate them. To me, I'm kind of like, I feel like you just, I don't know. It sounds really mean, but I think people who are like that don't actually hate kids, they hate themselves because they hate their ability to not be able to manage a child, you know, when I'm not saying most people do. Maybe those people are actually better off having children because they have an understanding of how much it's going to be and how much it's going to take, you know. But yeah, But also I have like two brothers that have like 2 kids and 3 kids, so they're getting by. They don't have a lot of time, which I fully accept is the part of being a fatherhood, etc. Just like, you know what, my future, let's just slice off 80% of it, and yep, that's the kids. All right, here we go. Let's do this. All right, here we go. The last set. Oh. Thank God you guys stopped being mean to me and making me do like 10 or something. I can do more squats now and like kettlebell presses, but that's a bit fucky. that's a bit more rough, essentially. Oh, okay. Let's do full face cam. Let's see if there's anybody to go raid. Probably not. Probably just gonna have to wind down. Yeah, we winding down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Astroblade says, yeah, I have 2 nieces and nephews that are good enough for me. Yeah, it's true. I don't know, I have this, to me, I'm nowhere close to even have that in the realm of possibilities, unfortunately, but I don't know, I think it'd be a beautiful thing to genuinely teach and be there for your kid, etc. Like to take all your lessons you've learned and try to give it to them so that they have a better shot, and also trying to mitigate all the fucked up things you don't want them to have to learn, you know. BC says, man, I love kids are great. Kids are very, very if you have nephews or nieces, it's just crazy seeing the whole evolution of a baby that's derpy and cute to like a person that's becoming a human. And honestly, people say like the terrible twos are the weirdest. From watching my nephews, it seems like the age from like 2 to maybe like 5 are where things get weird. Like there's like they have no like all kids at age 2 to 5, maybe even 2 to 8 are like sociopaths because they have no conception of like what is absolutely wrong And what is somewhat right, they're just kind of like, I need to be told things like this. And it's a little sketchy, actually, but kind of like Lord of the Flies type weirdness. We're like, yeah. Astroblade says, I'll teach them to press the status points every 10 minutes. Or maybe calm down. Actually, I would take it. BC says, my brother has the cutest little daughter. Man, she's so, yeah, it's adorable, man. Number one best parent, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate everyone hanging out with me, especially talking about Tower Fantasy for me. Again, you guys just make my excitement for content and games way, way more fun. I'm off to go cut my hair and let my dogs out and do all that stuff. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Again, on Monday through probably Thursday, there might not be too many videos uploaded-wise because I'm trying to finish this course so I can actually apply it to Tower Fantasy and Cult of the Lamb and the ever-present Saints Row that's coming down the pipeline as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and goodbye.